Our next game up is Italy versus France. Italy team line up for today. Number 1, prop, Celeste Cortini. Number 2, hooker, Beatrice Pacchetto. Number 3, prop, Chiara Parato. Number 4, lock, Sarah Michelle Orazzi. Number 5, lock, Caterina Gale. Number 6, flanker, Zoe Marcy. Number 7, flanker, Denise Stead. Number 8, vice captain, Luce Floridia. Number 9, scrum half, Miriam Laurenti. Number 10, fly half, Chiara Rizzi. Number 11, wing, Marta Cusalta. Number 12, centre, Lara Petretti. Number 13, centre, Matilde Ciccarti. Number 14, wing, Rebecca De Lazzaro. And number 15, fullback and captain today, Lavinia Praticetti. Our replacements for Italy: number 16, Aurora Mucignato. Number 17, Gaia Coletto. Number 18, Isoso Fresher Ifua. Number 19, Angela Pertil. Number 20, Melissa Donati. Number 21, Rebecca Didioni. Number 22, Gayada Matza. Number 23, Elisa Panizza. Number 24, Zoe Cazzato. Number 25, Agata Busetto. Number 26, Alina Moroni. And number 27, Francesca Romana Piasanti. Number 1, prop, Laura Gez. Number 16, hooker, Maisha Nasso. Number 18, prop, Malia Teofifanua. Number 4, lock, Romain Kazmierzak. Number 20, lock, Bayani Traore. Number 21, flanker, Sarah Pagori. Number 6, flanker, Lee Slash. Number 23, playing position number 8, Evody Constant. Number 9, scrum half, Jean Mongon Mestra. Number 25, fly half, Lily Fitty. Number 11, wing, Shailin Biggar. Number 10, centre, Luan Pichon. Number 8, and captain today, centre, Alana Treguet. Number 15, wing, Madeline Sutton. And number 14, fullback, Mano Bidar Dashari. Replacements for France: number 2, Lisa Baditz. Number 17, Mathilde Clausen. Number 3, Jeanne Elizabeth Marie. Number 19, Alexia Lafloc. Number 5, Candice Barry. Number 22, Chloe Leguez. Number 7, Anne-Marie Sock. Number 24, Alexia Casalpi. Number 27, Tony Figueres. Number 12, Lilu Lonfranche. Number 26, Alex Volante. And number 28, Elise Dumont. Match officials for today's game. Referee is from Ireland, Emma Murphy, and she'll be assisted by Coral McShane and Kath Ansell.
The afternoon session of day 2 of the Women's Under-18 Six Nations Festival is here for you. We have a trio of nations doing battle. It is France, Italy and Wales to feature in matches 2 and 3. And the tricolores flying with some gusto after the French team got their campaign off to a resounding victory on day 1. For Italy, it was a 26-all thriller against Scotland. For much of it, they played with only 14 women on the field. A red card to Lara Petretti, who is reinstated in the 12 jersey for this clash with France. She has for company Matilda Cicciati, who delivered 2 tries against Scotland and almost the winning break late in the day. The captain is Lavinia Praticetti. She started at fly half against Scotland but wears 15 today. And Celeste Cortini is up prop, another try scorer from that opening match. For France, who really only know this festival as undefeated. They come in here bouncing after a 59-0 win against Ireland that included 9 tries, all scored by different individuals. One of them is their captain, Alana Treguet. She started and played at number 8 for the duration of that match. She'll wear 8 on her back today, but she'll feature at outside centre. Madeleine Sutton is another of the try scorers in the starting 15. However, there are 7 others amongst the replacements, whilst for Italy, Giada Mazza is a threat, the full-back wing wearing 22. France kick off into Italian arms in glorious sunshine here at Wellington College in Berkshire, and France retain the kick-off and they look to start in sprightly fashion. Malia Taufifenu with a big carry, but ultimately turned over. Italy, feeling the full force of Laura Gouet's tackle, but it's stern stuff from the Italians, who played France in a pre-season. They played them in a friendly before everyone travelled here to Berkshire, and they actually won the 3 25-minute matches that they played. So there might be an axe to grind for the French, who look to dance back into the heavy traffic, but get shut down. And, well, an error comes. Luan Pichon, who's starting in inside centre today, her carry, creating the scrum. The first chance to see Gouet, Nasso and Taufifenu up against Cortini, Poccetto and Parato in the front row of Italy. Luce Floridia is at the back for Italy. She shone against Scotland, the number 8. And it's an error from France on the kickoff receipt. And an opportunity for Italy, a couple of paces within their half. Beatrice Poccetto sees a line-out throw stolen, and France only know one way, and that's forward. Scrapping around is Miriam Laurenti, the scrum half, and sent into the Italian 22, who are content to mark it and just pause for thought. French women's age group rugby is in such a rich vein, and it has been for a number of years. It bodes rather terrifyingly for the senior sections as these talents begin to emerge from the under-18 and under-20 pathway. Carry back with venom, and some illegal activity means that it'll be a penalty to the French. Just a shot there of the kick from Jean Monton-Maistre getting plucked out, and that scrum is one under pressure for the Italians. They do really well just to retain it, and then the tenacity of Laurenti to carry on ahead. Almost gets held up. Ball's down to the deck, though. Popped into space. Good carry from Garlet. Oh, French arms are all over that. They get blasted out of the way. Chiara Rizzi orchestrating things from fly half today. This time France control with the feet, and now they launch a counter. Off goes Mado Bida Dasheri. Really caught the eye against Scotland. Wearing 14, but playing fullback today. Sharp hands, despite the rising Italian defensive tide. And then the pace does the talking. Electric from Pichon. Pichon Dribbles a tricky kick into the 22 that takes a couple of attempts to gather. And Italy are under the cosh, the forwards labouring back into position. So the touchline, the only salvation. And Italy fighting early fires here against the French.
Here. Here. Number 5.
The looping pass is one that no fly half wishes to receive, but Chiara Rizzi did well. And then the bonus ball is that the line out throw from Maisha Nasso is not straight. So Italy demonstrating a bit of indecision about whether the scrum or the line out will be a better option for them. Scrum eventually the call. Too high and not straight enough. God, look at the height on Malia Taufifenua. Ball wedged in. Scrum half encouraged to release it, and Italy deliver their strike runner Matilda Ciccati. Oh, emptied. Huge shot from Treguet. There's the captain, distinctive in her yellow headguard, and also the outstanding work that she does all around the field. Italy getting lined up by the French captain once more. Dumped to the deck, and then the French forwards pour through. There's real appetite, and there's real threat here. Jagging back in, then the offload. Doesn't go to hand. She's onside and can play, but Ciccati opts to trap the ball between her knees.
Let's go. Yep. Yeah, I watched. Yep. Fight! That's it. Yeah. Space. Okay. Okay, no early push. Let's go again. Okay. Next. Let's go.
Italy, it'll be a miracle if they manage to get this ball back. Look like there may have even been a fumble forward at the base, but they won't hesitate. But they can't give gifts to Treguet like that. The captain of France, prominent already. And France in command of the ball. Italy in their urgency to exert pressure on the French. Go offside at the back feet. And Mongon Mestre just flips the ball to Lily Faito, and Faito misses touch. Well, it's loose from both. It's imprecise, but it's France striking outside the 22, offloading, weaving forwards and backs. That's what they're all about. Lisa Latch, the last at the end of the chain, but France striking superbly from the loose kick. Too much swaz on the conversion attempt from Feitel. France with the lead. 5-0 up within the opening 10 minutes. France allowed to bounce, and Italy race up to shut down their space. Shailin Bolivar fouled outside the 22, and then France go for a roam and a romp through the heart of the Italian defence. Surely not, she can't go all the way. She finds support from Mongo Maestra, and France sizzle from their own 22 all the way to Italy's try line. That's French women's under-18s rugby down to a T. Thrilling. Crossbar thudded and no points added. France 10-0 up. He shot. She didn't look like she was running fast, but she certainly had the measure of pace against the Italians. Thought she was going to go all the way, but like every quality scrum half, Mongo Maestra was trailing that inside line and more than willing to finish the job. Loose from France, Treguet in a spot of bother until she's not. Strength from the Italians, arriving in the form of Petretti. France look like they want to play from absolutely anywhere out here. Peguri sets it up. Italy jump over the top, but they've been a knock on already.
She put the head in front of her and she can go inside. Okay, can you see? Okay, yeah, stay here. Guys, you need to make space. The head, okay? I'm gonna watch. Right. Still need to drive straight, yeah? Yes. I will look. Okay. Thank you. You're driving in, yep. France! Yes.
France break. And they find it into the hands of Pichon immediately. What a burst it was from her to set up that second try. There is little room for Praticetti to work with. She's tackled high, so Italy have a penalty advantage. They also have a disorganised backline with no one behind the ball from the first receiver, so the penalty will do very nicely indeed.
Here's the mark. Okay.
a platform for Italy to build upon.
Here. Front. Front here. Italia. Front here. Front here, okay?
Pocchetto, long, lingering hold, and well, the jump that came before, there was clearly some miscommunication in the roles at play, and it feels like a squandered opportunity for Italy as they're now forced to form up for a scrum on France's terms. Played against Wales as well in their prelims, Italy. Again, 3 25-minute matches going down on that occasion. Interesting. Wonder how that'll play out for Italy in these abbreviated games on day 2 of 35 minutes. Oof, mighty challenge from Petretti. And the jolting hit sees Italy rewarded with a penalty from the ensuing breakdown. Touch missed, but knocked on. The luckiest of escapes from Lavinia Praticetti.
Yes. Italy 7. Sub. Wait. 7. Sub. Okay. Are you okay now? Sub. Bind. Set.
Praticetti collects the clearance, stutters, steps, goes back into the French force. Try score it. She gets herself locked in there, and Treguet tries to drag her own teammate out of the ruck by her ankle. I don't think I've ever seen that. But the damage had already been done. The penalty was coming, and Italy can continue to exert this pressure. It's a better strike from Praticetti, but it is still not one that reaches touch. But once again, France let her off the hook with a knock-on.
Yeah. Keep this one. I will watch. Okay. You ready?
Brilliant carry. Throwing off Italian defenders, Floridia. And now, oh, it's a risky ball that almost opens up the rib cage. Treguet sells a dummy and gets clobbered by 2 Italian defenders. Then wears another hit. She's still going. Might have been one carry too many as she's turned over, but the initial infringement was a knock-on from Italy.
Here. Knock on. Scrum. Okay. Yeah. Because yeah. Okay, I'll look.
Treguet, who is a pretty handy sevens player as well, having represented France in the shortened format of the game. In Rugby Europe, should be right at home in the outside centre channel. It's interesting how they are challenging some of their more gifted players by playing them in alternate roles. Same for Italy with Praticetti featuring at fullback instead of at fly half. France just take play up towards the halfway line. Less than 15 minutes to go. France yet to truly fly, and Italy stuttering to this point. Nassau.
Keep the gap. Keep the gap.
Long hold. Wonky throw. And a line out is the call from Italy. They don't want to get embroiled in a scrum with the powerful French.
Okay, let's go. Beat the gap.
Italy's turn to turn the ball over at the line out. So the net is that French hands are on the ball. Italy have stolen it. Much to the appreciation of the Italian fans on the sidelines. This is where Italy can do some damage into the hands of Ciccati. France clamped down, they turn the ball over through Pichon, and away she goes. That's the injection of pace and intent that the game needs. It's set piece to set piece a little at the moment. And neither side have found their rhythm. France might do so here though. 2 tries to the good. Coming within 60 seconds of one another. Where's the gap? There, created by the halfback. Mongon-Mestre draws a high tackle. The try scorer gets play moving down the left, and Treguet takes a couple of Italians for a ride. Mongon-Mestre wrapped up by Ciccati. Still, they've got this advantage from 30 metres back. Nassau shows us what she can do in the carry. Advantage gone, looping ball. France on a roll, shoveling the ball, and well, I beg your pardon, it was a new advantage. For a different high tackle, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Not now. Not now. Penalty. After penalty. Yep. No. Okay.
Number 8. All the time she's playing in. She won't play in with her.
Oh, down. Okay. I'll tell people to watch, okay? Just watch 8 there. You know, it's on the Tony's coming on her elbow.
I think the Italians trying to identify some foul play by Treguet.
Italy 2.
There's a player you would like to see off the pitch in dark blue. It would be her.
She's there.
Sounds like Beatrice Bocchetto is being replaced by Aurora
Let's go.
Mucinato. Treguet holds on, rides one challenge, gets dragged down by the assister. But it's quick ball. It's fluid from France. We have a swarm of Italian defenders to pick their way through. Swerving, thrashing.
Off your feet, release.
Goes Bolivar.
Advantage, high tackle.
Another high tackle from the Italians. The discipline beginning to ramp up against them. Must be some space out left, must be some numbers. Italy, again, doing their level best to disrupt at the breakdown, but the high tackle was already on the cards.
Let's go, you ready?
Montgomestra encouraged to get things moving. Less than 10 minutes to play. And eventually she does. Goes to her captain.
Tackle there! That's fine, she's rolled.
Crossfield. Oh, it was a beauty. Doesn't catch it, instead gets wiped out. But it's still there for France. Accelerating to almost 5 from the try line.
Hands away, hands away! Hands away, hands away.
Italy so stubborn defensively. France looking for the killer pass. Ball's out. Italy try and race away. And as Floridia does, she gets hit into touch.
Here. Here.
It was on the money, wasn't it? Bidar Dakari
Okay, France, let's go.
had Praticetti closing in on her. May not have come to anything, but the French fullback spilling into the second layer of attack, and then hitting the Jets. The offload is knocked down, but not back. And the captain writhing in some pain.
Cynical, guys, what do you think? Knock on.
Is going to be yellow carded, I think.
In the area, it's got to be yellow.
Just a handful of jersey. Start to what? Didn't. No wonder. I mean, we weren't as close, and we don't have the angle either.
Yeah, look at the area. Don't think she's a
Must have been knocked forward and cynical. And a bit anti-rugby from the Italians, who'll be down to 14, and they'll probably be without their captain.
Off, by the way.
Trouble here for Italy, and it looks like it could be significant. Their captain, playmaker, in a fullback role today, and it's not only the remainder of the competition to think about, but also their meeting with Wales. Wales will be riding high after victory over England across 70 minutes on Thursday. Old school French Sevens jersey there as well. Love to see that. Couldn't wish for a better 2 days to be playing rugby, by the way. Wellington College have hosted generously, I know that from the reports from the teams, but also the British weather has put on a show, atypically.
Yellow card, okay. Difficult, all right.
So Praticetti
5 minutes, guys.
is up on her feet, and first thing she hears is that she's off for the rest of the game.
Time is on, everyone. Yeah, okay.
She may have been anyway through injury. France, blue jerseys, queuing up out wide. As easy as it gets for Mado Bidar Dakari. Forget the numerical advantage. The hands were super slick, and Italy were outgunned. And it was simple. No joy from the tee today for France.
Number 15, Madeleine.
She's up there.
That takes the score. Italy 0.
But
France 15.
plenty of joy out wide. Yet to concede a single point so far in this festival. 7.5 minutes to navigate against Italy.
Advantage.
They'll get to put their feet up for the next hour after the final whistle.
I've got advantage here.
Italy will have to suit up again to play Wales, likely without their captain.
Okay. Set. Balls there.
Will Italy be the first side
High tackle.
to threaten that side of the scoreboard against France?
Still advantage.
Italy with the advantage. Well, that is a carry, isn't it? Zoe Marcy refusing to be stopped, and then the release and the go again. Chikati just hasn't seen enough of the ball. We know how devastating she can be.
Back here.
Back we come.
High tackle by her, was it? Yep, by her.
There's been plenty of high tackles in this match, both sides. And Italy are going to look to attack from this line out.
Here. Keep the gap.
It's probably around about 5 minutes to play. Our clock stopped at the moment. And an overthrow, feeding the Italians designs to go and do something that the Irish couldn't. Score against the French. Massey dragged down, looping pass, buys some time for the French defence. Then it moves to the hands. Chikati locking horns with the French defence. Oh, it's a barnstorming run. Italy have to dig deep to get the ball free. And then the French arms come swooping over the top to try and steal it, and they do so successfully. Wonderful bit of breakdown burglary from Les Bluets. And then away goes Luan Pichon. She might just collect. It's off the knee, needs it to sit up. It's going to be a solo spectacular from the French. A 95-metre effort. And rounded off by Mado Bidar-Dakhari. Well, an unorthodox chip ahead off the top of the knee, but a quite spectacular finish. And wounding for the Italians, who were building in their 22.
Yep, near you.
And it's a full 7.
Like 2 minutes left. Is that good to say with you guys? Carl, 2 minutes? 2 minutes left? Minute left, okay.
Converted successfully by number 10, Juan Pichon.
Yeah, behind the kicker.
This is the score. Italy 0, France 22.
Italy 0, France 22, approaching the closing minutes of the match. And France beginning to shift through the gears. They know it's 1, and they know they've got Wales to come later in the afternoon. But for the time being, they are just going to unleash themselves. Long balls, forwards, backs, snaking through the Italian challenges. Oh my goodness. A stunning finish from Baini Traore. Question marks over the Italian defence, but Traore, the second row with a winger's finish.
Last kick.
That'll be the last act. The French coming to the fore late in the game after Italy frustrated them, but this group of rising Bluettes are a force to be reckoned with. Another win, another contest navigated without conceding a point. 2 wins from 2. Wales to come later today. For Italy, they'll dust themselves down and be ready for action in around about 20 minutes time when they play their second match of day 2.